All right, Shalom, to your brother Shamar from Phoenix. With that being said, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWAHSHI, BAHASHAM, QUADASH. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutation to the brothers doing this work in truth and sincerity, man. That's the whole thing, man. The brothers that are doing this work, you got to do it in truth, and sincerity, man. Because that's gonna be one of the traits of the elect. How they're gonna treat this word. One of the traits of the elect is that they're going to be about this word, man. They're going to be about these scriptures. It's not going to be a chore unto you. It's not going to be something that you feel that you're forced to do or have to do. The apostles been putting out videos. They're getting on men that are being slothful or not being diligent or not being aggressive, but basically, to put in a lack of better words, not being aggressive in pushing this truth, man. But being aggressive with the word or being into the word is going to be one of the traits of the elect, man. And with that, I'm going to get we know we should, and the scriptures say what, that we should all strive to put on the elect. So these are one of the traits that we have to develop in ourselves. I'm gonna start with Psalms 1:1, and it says, "Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful." So blessed is the man that doesn't go along with the fashions of this world, man, or doesn't follow the ways of this world, because the ungodly, the sinners, and the scornful are gonna be those men or those individuals that are not part of this truth, or they're not aligned with this truth, and those men that the truth has not been given unto. But the man that's blessed, the man of the Lord, because the man that's blessed is what? Is that keeps his commandments. The man of the Lord, he's not gonna deal with those individuals, man. I'm gonna go to verse 2. It says, but his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law does he meditate day and night. So it's always gonna be something on your mind, man. It's always gonna be something within your spirit. As you grow in this truth, and the further you grow in your time in this truth and experiencing this truth, and the more that you study and get into the word, everything around you becomes a scripture, man. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It could be riding in your car. You might see something on the freeway or billboard that remind you of a scripture. You could be watching a movie or a television show, or somebody can say something at work or do something at work, and it'll remind you of a scripture, man. And why? Because your subconsciously, your mind is meditating on the law of the Lord, on this word. I'm going to go to verse 3. It said, "And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water." So it's only going to be to your benefit, man, to meditate meditate on this word. He shall be like a tree planted of the rivers of water that brings forth his fruit in his season. So that's going to be one of the what's the word for it? That's going to be one of the benefits of being in this word, man. He shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water that bringeth forth fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. Why? Because he's backed up by the power of the Lord, man. The Lord's with you if you're obeying the commandments. If you're doing His will, the Lord's with you, man, and you're most definitely going to prosper. I mean, you might not seem prosperous in the eyes of this world, but in the spiritual sense, on a grander scale, you are definitely prospering, man. We have the true riches. We have the true prosperity. We have the true prosperity gospel, man. The true prosperity gospel is not what these Joel Osteens and TD fakes preach, man. The true prosperity gospel is glorifying this word and suffering for this word and going to the straight gate for this word, man. But why? Because that's the glory of the Lord, man. We meditate upon His word. We meditate upon His law, on the things written therein for our learning. But it says right here, it says, "But the ungodly are not so, but like the shaft that the wind drives away. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Most High knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish." And what's the way of the righteous, man? The way of the righteous is going to be men about this work. Men about pushing this word out, man. Men that are going to have these works. That's going to be the way of the righteous, man. It says the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment. It says they're like the shaft with the wind drives away. So they're going to be blown to nothing. But the righteous man is going to stand. And with that, I'm going to get Joshua 11 and 8. This is Slack. Joshua 11 and 8. It says, oh, Slack, that ain't it. Slack is Joshua 1 and 8. This is Joshua 1 and 8. It says, the book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, for thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein, for then shalt thou make thy way prosperous, and thou shalt have good success. So it'll only benefit you, man. It'll only benefit you to give yourself wholly unto this work and unto this truth. It's only a benefit unto you, man, because none of the things you do for Esau or the things you do in this world or the things you do for women, it ain't going to be shit, man. But the things that you do for the Lord, they're going to give you the true prosperity. They're going to give you the true success. You know? I'm going to read verse 9. Haven't I commanded thee, be strong and of good courage? And that's what it takes, man, to be involved in this work. You need that strength. You need good courage. You need to be bold, man. You know, you need to be aggressive with doing this work. YAHAWAHSHI gave us the perfect example. He was aggressive in doing this work, man. You know, one of my favorite scriptures, man, it says, I must be about my Father's business. That showed you the mind state of YAHAWAHSHI. You know? You know, you got to fight that lazy demon, that slothful demon, that I'll do it later demon. You know, you gotta fight that, man. You know, you gotta follow YAHAWAHSHI's example. You know, we're in these chains of darkness, and we get weary, you know, and we get tired from being a fucking slave. But you know, we have to see the cost, man, because that's part of the cost. Doing all these works and doing the things that are commanded of us by YAHAWAHSHI, you know, through the apostles, you know, making your 3 videos a week, you know, catching hell, all that's the cost. All of that is part of the cost that you should have counted when coming into this truth, man. All of that is part of the cost. Because this truth comes with a cost. And that's why the scripture says you got to count the cost. So doing this work and being diligent and doing things when you're tired or you're weary or whatever, that's part of the cost, man. You know, we gotta push each other, and you know, at the same time, you know, we gotta help each other, man. That's why it says right here, have not I commanded, be strong and good courage. So that's the encouragement, man. That's an encouragement from the word. For be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed, for the Lord thy power is with thee whatsoever thou goest, and he is with you wherever you go, man. You know, if you're doing this work, if you're doing his will, to the best of your ability, man. You know, we all stumble, we all fall. You know, no one's perfect in this truth, man. You know, no one's perfect. I'm not perfect. You know, I have my own stumbles and shortcomings. You know, like every other brother does, man. You know, so we encourage each other, man. You know, iron sharpens iron. You know, we encourage each other. We edify each other. We help each other out, man, to do this work. To, you know, see a brother getting weary, you go help that man. You pick him up on his feet. You straighten him out. You know, if you have to, you give him a rebuke. You know, sometimes they don't take a rebuke. Sometimes it just takes a word of encouragement. You know. And with that, I want to get Psalm 77 and 12. Psalm 77 and 12. And it says, I will meditate also of all thy work and talk of thy doings. And that's what we do, man. You know, I'm going to start with verse 11. It says, I will remember the works of the Most High. Surely I will remember the wonders of old. I will meditate also of all thy work and talk of thy doings. Thy way, O Yahweh, is in the sanctuary, who is as great a power as our power. So we're supposed to meditate on the works, man. We're supposed to meditate on the marvelous and wondrous things that the Lord has done for his people. The Lord showed awesome power on behalf of his people. You go through the Old Testament, and even the New Testament. The Lord did marvelous things for the apostles. He freed them from jails. He delivered them from shipwrecks. He was with those men, and those men understood and knew that they were walking a difficult path, and those men understood and knew that this truth was going to cost them their life, man. And for the majority of the apostles, they were martyrs, man. They were martyrs. But that doesn't matter because they're gonna get their glory. They understood that this life, is nothing to be nothing really to be concerned about, man. They weren't fighting to be in this life. They were fighting for the next one. The one that the Lord's gonna bring us. They were fighting for that mercy and that salvation. They were fighting the good fight of faith, man. And that's what this work is. That's what this truth is. This is the good fight of faith that we're fighting. We all brothers is doing that. All brothers is fighting the good fight of faith. And you best believe it's a fight, man. Why? Because there's going to be difficulty. There's going to be an obstacle. There's going to be a confrontation either between you and your flesh or you and the people around you. But best believe it's going to be a fight. The Lord made it a difficult path, man. He made it the straight gate. So understanding this, that should encourage you to understand the things that happen to you and the things that are going on with you when you fall into these lower states, man. Everybody's gonna go through it. Everybody's gonna go through these times of weariness, these times of tiredness. These times of where you need to kick yourself in the ass sometimes, man, to get things done. Sometimes you need to kick yourself in the ass. You need to get into the scriptures and you got to cut yourself up. And it's better it's better to cut yourself up before another brother does it for you. And that's why she would say to examine yourself. Let him get a Psalms 119 and 48. It says, I'll start at 47. And I will delight myself in thy commandments, which I have loved. So, we should have that same attitude toward his word, man. It should be like that woman that you can't wait to be with again. That beautiful woman that you fall in love with, and you can't wait to be with her. You're so into her that you can't wait to be with her, man. You'll be at work and I can't wait to go see that woman again. Because that's wisdom. That's Sophia. I will delight myself in thy commandments which I have loved. My hands also will lift up unto thy commandments which have I loved, and I will meditate in thy statutes. God. So verse 49 says, remember the word unto thy servant upon which thou hast caused me to hope. So this word causes us of hope, man. So why wouldn't you want to get into these scriptures, man? Why wouldn't you want to give yourself wholly to this word? This is my comfort in my affliction. And brothers is being afflicted, man. So if you're being afflicted, you're in that lower state, the first place you should turn to is these scriptures. Because that's the only comfort that we're going to get in this fucked up world, man. This is my comfort in my affliction, for thy word has quickened me. The proud have had me greatly in derision, yet have not declined from thy law. So the proud, so Esau, Edom, they're going to put us in that derision. They're going to put us in that lower state. Let's see what that word derision, another word for derision is. Turned aside, man. So you're going to be turned aside. Salakia. Yet I have not declined, so we have not turned I'm going to read that back, Salakia. The proud that have had me in greatly in derision, yet have not declined or turned aside. I want to see what that word derision is. It says derision It says contemptuous ridicule or mockery. That's what the world does to us, man. They make mockery of us, scoffers and scorners. But what does the scripture say, man? It says, I have not declined or I have not turned aside. Run that back again. It says, proud of having me greatly in derision, yet have not declined from thy law, have not turned aside for thy law. So that's the mind state that brothers should strive for, man. That we should strive to be into. And I'm gonna close it in on this right here. It says till I come give attendance to reading, to exhortation, to doctrines. That's what we're supposed to be occupied in, man. This is I think this is Paul talking to Timothy. But we're supposed to be occupied in that same thing, to what? Attendance to reading, exhortation, to doctrine. So pretty basically we should give attendance. Let's see what that word attendance teaching. Give teaching to reading, to exhortation, to doctrine. Neglect not the gift that is in thee, was given thee by the prophecy, because the Lord gave every man a gift to push his word out, man. You have a certain way that the Lord put a certain spirit upon each man, and each man pushes out these words, this truth, a different way, but still in one accord, because we're all parts of the same body. So neglect not the gift that is in thee, which was given thee by prophecy, with the laying on the hands of the presbytery. The council of elders, okay. So meditate upon these things, give thyself wholly to them, that their profit may appear to all. So if you give yourself wholly to the scriptures, it's gonna show outwardly on your life, man, and the things that you do and how you carry yourself and how your mentality is, and the mentality is gonna affect your behavior, and your behavior is gonna affect the things that happen to you, man. So your profiting will appear unto all. So take heed unto thyself and to the doctrine. Continue in them, for doing thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee. So that's beautiful exhortation, man. Encouragement to give yourself wholly to this word. And that was a real quick lesson, man. Most High willing, the hope was edifying. With that one say, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah YAHAWAHSHI, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah YAHAWAHSHI, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah YAHAWAHSHI. Shalom.